crackheads, welcome back to another episode of the Kraken Cans Podcast, the podcast where we crack open a cold one and dive into the weird, the haunted, and the straight up cursed. I'm one half of your podcasting duo, Corey with a E, sitting over here, Mike, MIC.
That's right.
And we are through Para-Nuary.
That's right. Yep, you nailed it. Good job. I can see you've been working on that.
Yes, and we are ready to get diving into February here.
Into February, and guess what? No theme for February. That's our theme.
No rules.
No rules. Well, some rules. We have to abide by certain guidelines that the podcast gods tell us we have to abide by.
No tablecloths.
No tablecloths because we had our first catastrophe.
Yeah, that was massive.
Full beer spill in the tablecloth. I mean, like seconds before we were getting ready to record. We had to dial it back. No tablecloth tonight.
I know. I feel naked.
Hear that?
I feel
background
naked.
noise from no tablecloth?
Ugh.
So weird.
It is. I don't know where to put my hands.
Well, you can still put them on the table.
But it feels weird. It doesn't feel the same.
You can still use the table. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We had the flu bug go through our house. So it's continuing to go through our house. My youngest had double ear infection with the flu.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
Just stuff coming out of both ears, just running out. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Been there.
And then we were going to get a prescription for him, and that's when, like, Snowmageddon hit up here. We got a foot of snow. All the pharmacies are closed, and he had to go basically 2 days without getting medicine. Everything was closed when the first prescription was called in, and then nothing opened the second day. So here we are. Finally on Monday, Central PA got a foot of snow, but we're here.
Yeah, I moved some snow.
Moved some snow.
With my four-wheeler.
I did with a shovel.
Moved my neighbor's snow.
Broke your four-wheeler.
Broke my winch.
Yep.
Yeah. I got it done, though. I just had to get creative. Because I wasn't able to move my plow up and down now. It just was down position.
Yeah, just down. You're just freaking plowing.
Yeah, but...
That's what it's made for.
Yeah, buddy, but you can only plow so much before you fucking stop.
That's what some bitch made for.
Yeah. So I do some reversing and all kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, we made it. We're down here in the studio. We got a blanket up. We got the heater on. It's supposed to be cold this week.
Dude, they said it's supposed to be -4 tonight.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
I
mean, I'm all for the cold, but that
draws the line.
That is drawing some sort of line.
Drawing the line right there. But anyway, enough with that.
Yeah, we're out of Para-Nuary, and we're into a cryptid today. Back to the cryptid. I feel like I haven't done a good, solid cryptid in
I'm kind of jonesing for some cryptids.
Well, I got one for you today.
That's right. That's good.
This is like Mothman's long lost cousin,
Batman.
Owlman.
Oh yes, Owlman.
Yes. Batman. The hell.
Cousin.
The hell.
You said cousin.
They're neighbors.
Cousin neighbors.
Cousin neighbors. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to get into the beer?
Yeah. I have one sip left.
One sip left. Yes, of the beer you
I've
spilled.
only taken 3 sips.
And even though this is coming out in February, we're recording it in January. So I'm still spriting it up in here. Y'all going to make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. So you're going to have to describe that sip in great detail to me. But today we have a brew from Victory Brewing. This will be the third brew we've had from them. We've had Dirt Wolf for the Beast of Bray Road episode. That's a double IPA. Dirt Wolf's kind of fire. I love me some Dirt Wolf. And we had Hop Devil for the Enfield Monster. Because that little sucker, he was a devil, and he kind of had to hop because he only had 3 weird legs.
Yeah, that dude was cool.
He was cool. He's a friend of the cast, I would say. I'm willing to add him to the list of friends of the cast.
Hey, I ain't going to argue you.
All right?
No.
So, but at Victory Brewing Company was founded by Bill and Ron, and I can't pronounce last names. Yeah, I am with words. So go to their site, Bill and Ron.
Yeah,
with one simple goal, make bold, flavorful beer that brings people together. Nearly 30 years later, that mission is still alive in every pint, inspired by their travels and love of great beer. From their flagship brewery in Downingtown, PA, to tap rooms in Chester County, Charlotte, and Center City, Philly, Victory has built a culture around innovation and connection. With iconic beers like Golden Monkey, Prima Pils, Dirt Wolf, and the Storm King that we're drinking tonight, Victory isn't just brewing award-winning beer. They're shaping how craft beer is experienced. And tonight, the King returns. A thundering hop presence strikes your taste buds and collides with the robust notes of espresso and dark chocolate in this legendary, full-bodied Imperial Stout. Sitting at 9.1%, this brew will warm you up no matter what storm hits you. And Corey, I have 2 tie-ins to this episode. One, I talked about earlier. We got hit with a nasty storm over. I know this doesn't have anything to do with the episode, but man, we got freaking hit with a storm over the weekend, and it kind of sucked. So I thought we'd drink the Storm King. We would cheers to the Storm King coming into Central PA and trying to mess up our cast, trying to mess up our recording schedule, but not succeeding. And secondly, we're talking about the Owlman. This thing literally has a badass picture of an owl wearing a crown. The Owlman is basically the king of freaking South England. You best believe that he's down there chasing bitches around and freaking eating squirrels and such.
Little owlets.
Owlets, maybe.
Yeah.
PJ Masks.
I know.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is that a female owl?
I guess. I
That's
don't
what
know.
I'm assuming.
Maybe. Or baby owls. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well.
But yeah, that's why I picked it. Badass owl on the can. And
badass.
also because I just feel like we had to celebrate the storm that hit. Put us out of commission for a couple days.
Because it's like I'm looking at it, and it looks like there's a mix of black and blue on that can, like in the background of that owl. Like if you're looking at it from far, it just looks like black, but it's like a sweet black and blue thing going on there. That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, you got the lightning strikes in the background.
Yeah.
It's badass.
One thing you gotta do when you drink this beer, folks, is I didn't do it, but it says it on the can. You have to hold on to your glass. Because that son of a bitch will thunder right over.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
Turns out it can't take a blow from a mic stand. Found that out tonight.
That's right.
Cheers,
So,
skis.
cheers. Got one sip here that didn't spill. I shit myself right before that.
Oh, great. Just great.
So, I don't know what I'm,
that's great. You wasted the last one. You just exploded on your side of the room real quick.
Because I'm tasting shit right now, but I think it's my ass. So, yeah, I had that last sip there, and you get a lot of coffee in this beer. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm not one that likes coffee in his beer, coffee-flavored beers. I mean, somebody that does, this is probably right down your alley. You get a lot of the hops in it too, which is interesting for a stout.
That's what a lot of the reviews said, that this was a drier stout. Like you got hit with that dryness of the hops on top of the chocolatey and espresso taste of the stout.
Yeah, I think if the coffee flavor wasn't as pertinent as it is, I'd like it better. But
it is what it is, huh?
I like the can, so
right on. So with Corey's wonderful review, with my hands still sticky from the beer spilled, let's get in.
Let's go there.
To the Owlman. So for sources, I have a couple of them. These are all going to be, I'm going to just say the name and just picture a .com after I say the name. Okay? I'm not going to say .com for all of them.
What if it's .org?
They're not.
Okay.
I'm letting you know.
All right, I'm just
letting you
clarify.
know.
Okay.
Cornish Bird Blog. Fandom. That's a friend of the
That
cast.
is.
Strange and Twisted. Curious Archives. And Fringe Creatures. Again, all .com, all great sites, all had a lot of information on this. And before we get into the Owlman, we're going to talk a little bit about the area that this owl is spotted, because it is an area of significance to a lot of the theory as to what the Owlman is. So we are in South England, okay? And it confused me because this thing's known as the Owlman of Mawnan, and it's also the Owlman of Cornwall. I didn't understand that. One is like the town. Cornwall is the county, and then England, and then United Kingdom. We're going from like smaller to bigger. But in Cornwall, there was a lot of stuff that went on years and years ago. A lot of pagan stuff went on in this part. Cornwall is South England, and we're talking about like a coastal bordering place down here. So a lot of pagan rituals going on. Druidic gathering place. And so a druidic gathering place is a natural sacred site used by ancient Celtics, including the Britons of Cornwall, which are like the native people to this land, for rituals, teaching, judgment, seasonal ceremonies. Long before these churches were ever built on this ground, that's what was done here. This was like the place of rituals and ceremonies. Also, these sites were a location tied to natural power. A lot of springs, always on high ground, and there are crossroads where the land and the sea meet. A lot of times these are always at peaks that overlook the ocean. There's significance to like that high ground in a spiritual, worldly sense. But this quickly became a place where early Christian missionaries came and built churches. See, they could see the importance of these areas, places like Cornwall, because they were wanting to rid the land and the people of pagan beliefs. Kind of overwrite the worship while absorbing the locals and conforming them to their own beliefs. And in their mind, by doing this, they would be getting rid of, or at least quieting, any spirits that were still in the area of where the new churches were. But we got to understand, where there's pagan rituals, nature is alive. So they went and they tried to change the wells. They changed the wells to holy wells. They changed all the pagan festivals to be given Christian names instead. And on top of the most used pagan sites were where these churches were built. Specifically, the Mawnan Smith Church, which is, we'll find out, is where a lot of the Owlman sightings happened. The problem with this is local folklore suggests the land was never fully tamed. Some could just be by chance, but other things that happened in the area, people really believe that there were spirits here, protectors, or the holders of the land that refused to give up their grip. Many believe that the spirits were buried, but this means that they were never fully destroyed. You can bury them, but they're still there. And Cornwall's geography reinforces the idea that humans never fully mastered it. See, they have a rugged coastline going into the ocean, which causes sudden fogs to just come rolling in almost out of nowhere. And outside of the coastal land is just super, super dense woods. The kind of woods that you just get lost in, especially when you combine it with the fog in the area, along with these really deep, isolated valleys. Like, this is just a place that there's so much nature and so much different terrain all kind of comes together in this area.
It does seem like a bunch of different terrains or environments.
And that's why a lot of the pagans were drawn to this area. They like the different environments. Historically, ships wrecked here despite there being lighthouses. Paths would just vanish overnight when storms would roll in from sea. And people were known to get lost just a mile from their home in the dense woods. It just has the feel that the land maybe couldn't be tamed, or that it really didn't want to be. And even outside of the geographical issues or problems, whatever you want to call it, they still had a paranormal side to all this. Black dogs had been seen in certain stretches of roads, almost as if they appeared out of nowhere. And in the southern part of England, they say you can still hear the knocks from the mine. Mostly abandoned now, not to mention all the spirits said to be bound to the churches in the area. These spirits will be seen walking past the windows, and the hollow ground surrounding these churches were said to have shadows and figures just appear out of nowhere.
You said figures really good there.
I've been working on it.
Yeah.
Ever since old Beans made fun of us.
Yeah.
Not Beans.
Not the beans.
Melonhead.
Yeah, baked beans.
Yeah, freaking baked beans. The church area is believed to be what is called a thin spot. A spot where it feels like the spirits and entities will not let go. A place where no matter how hard we try to tame it, it will always be wild. And that brings us to the topic today. Some refer to him as the Mothman of England, He looks the part, but let's dive into him now and see if he actually is the part. He is the Owlman.
I like how you really set the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Before going into this son of a bitch.
Dude, you had to.
You really, like, buttered me up over here and, like...
The area is so significant to the Owlman.
Well, I feel like I'm there.
Like West Virginia.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Mountain
not
Mama.
there.
No.
No, I don't want to be there. But I'll go.
Yeah, we'll go. We'll definitely go. So let's get into the first Owlman sighting. The Owlman first took flight in the area in 1976.
Oh, damn.
Well, that's when the stories that we know today came to be. But digging into it, we can take this all the way back to the 1920s.
Damn.
Now, there's really limited detail in these stories, but basically the story from the 1920s go, two boys saw a large shadow, and as they stared at the shadow, it started to chase them. And this is when they realized that they were being chased by a giant bird. Not just a giant bird. The boys described it as ferocious. So you know it had to be serious.
Yeah, that's a big describing word.
Ferocious.
Ferocious.
I'm surprised I could pronounce it.
You did good.
Not entirely sure how furious the bird can be. Like, I just can't. How mad can a bird be?
Dude, some people are like deathly scared of
Oh,
birds.
yeah. Dude, I work with a guy. His aunt won't eat chicken because she's afraid of birds.
I feel like that's a way to like show them who's boss, though.
Dude, when he was a kid, he told me a story that they went to a chicken barbecue because his aunt and his dad worked at the same place. And he was like 7 years old, was just throwing pieces of chicken at her. She was spazzing out. Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, it always made me laugh. So we just refer to her as work as bird lady. Years later in the 1930s, it inspired painters Max Ernst and Ignora Carrington, who at the time were two surrealist painters, uber popular. Surrealism in painting?
So they were
fucking weird.
They were painters like artists.
Artists, yeah.
All right, I was thinking like
no.
commercial painters.
No, they were artists.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just wanted to make sure. I just want to make sure I'm picturing the right thing in my head.
They were finger painters, sorry.
Yeah.
And they were fascinated by this area and the story that these boys told. So they went to this area and they did a lot of paintings, and a lot of their ideas came from the idea of this Owlman. It's said that they did some rituals when they were there to try and summon the Owlman, which a lot believe that even if what the boys saw years earlier wasn't true, did what these two did there, messing around with the pagan rituals and things like that, possibly bring something else out of the earth?
I want to know what kind of ritual they did.
Probably just naked dancing.
Yeah.
That's the only ritual I ever pictured, naked dancing.
Probably to get like a feather of an owl and a egg of a goat, stuff like that.
Yeah, boy, goat egg. That would be hard to find, I bet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what kind of ritual these people were doing.
Yikes. Fucking goat egg.
Yeah. You know?
I don't. But yeah, and when you look into their painting, they are
good.
They're good, but they're weird. Like, they are odd.
Yeah.
It's cool, and I mean it's interesting, but it's just the art.
I wouldn't put that in my house.
I don't know.
Put it on the cast background.
Oh yeah, well, of course. There's a lot of stuff we'd put back there. So there's a lot of people that believe that they stirred some things up. But anyways, nothing really for the next 50 years until, like I said earlier, in 1976, when the creature who would soon earn the nickname Owlman came to be.
So these fuckers, they stirred something up in like the 20s?
That's what's the 30s, yeah.
The 30s?
The kids saw it in like 26, and when these two were there were the early 30s, was when they were there chasing the Mothman. Also with these churches and stuff, these churches are like the old stone kind of gothic looking churches, so I think they went there to get inspiration for their paintings too, with these churches and everything. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Cue the music.
Beer break.
No. We're cueing the music.
Oh. Reddit.
Let's head to Reddit. No, we're just doing music. I'm cueing music, damn it.
All right. Cue the music.
No, don't cue Corey's music. You
Fuck that up.
just cut the music. Cut the freaking music. Can we try it again?
You lead it.
I was before. Reddit. It's like, what now? All right, cue the music. The origin of the Owlman legend is rooted in a series of chilling reports that emerged around the Mawnan Church. Remember, this being the site of the pagan rituals, with all these sightings being eerily similar and almost exclusively told by children. The most significant of these encounters occurred in April of 1976, when two young girls, June and Vicky Melling, were vacationing in the area. While near the ancient church grounds, the girls noticed a strange presence above the stone tower. Hovering silently in the fading light was a large winged creature, neither fully human nor entirely bird. The creature appeared to be roughly 4 to 5 foot tall, with vast leathery wings spread across as it remained suspended in the air without a sound. Then it turned and faced them. Its head was described as owlish, almost unnatural in shape, dominated by large piercing eyes that glowed intensely, locking into the girls with an unmistakable awareness. The creature didn't attack or cry out. Instead, it just watched, motionless and menacing, as if studying them from above the church itself. Terrified, June and Vicky fled the scene and later would tell their experience with a level of fear and detail that stunned all the adults that would listen to their stories. Their descriptions closely matched those of other local children who had begun to report seeing a similar winged being in the area. Silent wings, glowing eyes, and a looming presence, all near that church. The encounter was so disturbing that the Melling family, who were on vacation, cut their holiday short and left Cornwall early. But the stories remained, spreading quietly through the village and beyond. These consistent child witnesses, combined with the ominous setting of the church, would cement the legend of what came to be known as the Owlman, a creature forever tied to the shadowed skies above the ancient tower.
Nice.
That's it.
No, I'm trying to like picture this. Did you say this happened like every like night, or like at night when these occurrences were going on?
Yeah, most of them were
It was
at
like
night.
nighttime.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at nighttime too, it's just harder because your vision's obviously not as good as it is during the daytime. So things could perceive as larger.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and that's one of the biggest skeptical debates. But I have pictures that the girls drew of this thing right here.
ooh, are these the painters? No, not the painters. Sorry.
The painters are probably dead by this time.
Yeah, you were talking.
This is like
they-
50
they
years
old,
after the
they
painters.
old. Could be painting in a nursing home.
Dude, does it get any more legit than that?
That you got me sold right there, boy.
I mean, it may be drawn in crayons, and it may not be very good, but these are the drawings that the girls presented in April 17th of 76. These are the drawings. What do you think?
I think somebody had a scarecrow and there was a big gust of wind.
And it just hovered above the church?
Yeah, it got stuck in like a fucking wind cloud.
Got stuck into a
And it just kept spinning around the church.
got stuck into a fucking wind cloud. I
Mhm.
didn't even
And it just kept spinning around the church.
wow. For months.
Well,
I'm just saying maybe all the other kids saw it too.
I don't know. No, but just looking at their picture, I mean, obviously it's... How old were the kids?
I can't remember.
Not very old, right?
No.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like a picture that...
It looks like a picture I'd draw. So watch what you say. Watch what you say.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess they could have been older. Hard to tell.
I mean, I have the drawing skills of about a 4-year-old, so I know that because I draw with 4-year-olds. So I know that's about where I'm
You
at.
compare yourself. You're
I
like,
do.
damn.
It's like, yeah, why is he staying? How's he staying in that line so easy?
That's how you make a stick figure?
Wow.
Shit.
So yeah, a lot of people, one of the skeptical views is the children being the witnesses to a lot of these stories, you know. Kind of what you alluded to a little bit earlier.
The wind,
yeah, it's nighttime. No, not your scarecrow theory.
No.
The one where you said about nighttime and stuff can...
The legit one.
So then you throw... Yeah, I thought, honestly, for you, scarecrow seemed kind of legit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you throw the nighttime and all that in with the kid's mind. Kids have more active imaginations. Who knows? But what if I told you we're going to go on a beer break and when we come back, we're going to talk about an adult witness that saw this son bitch?
Ooh. I need to hear this.
Little beer break.
Beer break.
Cue the music. And we're back from beer break. It's like we never left. So I told you we were going to talk about some adult witnesses, so let's get into it. So in the years that followed the initial reports near the church, additional sightings began to emerge that suggested the phenomenon was not limited to children or to the immediate church grounds itself. One of the most frequently cited accounts involved a young couple traveling by car along a rural road outside of the village. According to their statement, the encounter occurred late in the evening as they drove through a sparsely populated area bordered by hedgerows and open fields. Visibility was limited to a narrow reach of their headlights, and as they approached a bend in the road, they noticed a creature standing at the roadside ahead. At first glance, the object appeared stationary, but unusually shaped. This caused the couple to slow down as their car started to approach. And as the distance closed, the figure was described as upright with humanoid posture, but had the features that did not correspond to any known animal. And what really grabbed their attention was its head, which the couple later described as owl-like in shape, and its eyes, which appeared extra large and emitting a noticeable glow when caught in the headlights. The couple reported a strong sensation of being observed, saying that the figure seemed to be focused on the approaching vehicle. Well, no shit.
Yes.
I think it's the big, like, the bug-eyedness of it, because everybody always says about how they felt like so watched. Like, no shit, I was looking at you.
Yeah, it's standing in the road as you're fucking coming down, like, towards it.
They also emphasized the absence of sound. There's no vocalization, no wing movement, or disturbance in the surrounding environment. And as the car neared the figure, it reportedly spread a pair of large wings. The wingspan was described as extensive, far larger than any local bird species. And in a single smooth motion, it ascended vertically into the air. And the couple stated that the movement was both rapid and silent, and that the creature disappeared from view within seconds, raising above the tree lines and vanishing. After the incident, the couple continued driving and did not attempt to pursue or investigate further. Both later described feeling shaken and confused by the encounter, particularly due to the clarity of the sighting and the gaze of the creature. When compared with earlier reports from the area, including sightings near the church involving an owl-like winged entity with glowing eyes, the couple's account was noted for its consistency with the established description. So this sighting adds to the growing list in the area of sightings, but is the first by any adults that really claim that they got a good look at the creature.
I'd probably tell the same story if I took the farmer's daughter out parking too.
Is that what you think it was?
Just to, like, take the focus off of what was really going on.
But you kind of brought the focus back onto you, though.
Yeah, but instead of worrying about what we were doing, now we're worried about this big-ass owl creature that's roaming in the prairie side.
Big Owl's Toy Barn.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Big Owl's Toy Barn.
It wasn't getting that woody that night, though.
No. And scene. All right. But yeah, so that's, and really, there's not that many other. There was one other woman in the 80s, 90s, and I didn't include it in here, but she wrote like a small letter to the local newspaper claiming that not only basically was the Owlman real, but she had witnessed it on multiple occasions.
In like the same area?
Around the church.
Yeah.
Yep, always around the church. And there's a debate, obviously, between skeptics and believers. And the biggest one is the nighttime sightings. The skeptics say from an investigation standpoint, Owlman sightings occur under conditions that are well known to produce misidentifications, low light, emotional witnesses, and unfamiliar environments. Most reports described a winged figure being briefly...
You just said figure and bean together.
I said figure and bean?
Yeah, something figure bean you said.
Most reports described a winged creature seen briefly, often at night. Large owls and other birds are capable of silent flight, eye shine, and sudden vertical takeoff. There's no physical evidence, no photographs, no tracks, no biological samples to support the existence of the unknown creature. But the believers will come back and say, misidentification explains some cases, but not all of them. Owlman descriptions go beyond a large bird. Witnesses consistently describe a humanoid shape, an owl-like head, and wings far larger than any known local species. In several accounts, the creature appears to observe witnesses deliberately rather than flee immediately, suggesting intelligence rather than instinctual human behavior. I got a little back and forth between like a skeptic and believer here.
Hold on one second before you go into that. I'm also thinking too, so these people are saying that they're seeing this huge owl, whatever. Do you think these people actually have ever seen a legit owl in their life? Because I feel like, at least in our area, you don't really see owls.
Not a lot. No.
Like every now and then I'll see one up in a tree, but like it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
And it's usually nighttime. You can just see like their eyes. So like I'm just thinking like, how often do these people see an actual owl in real life to be able to compare, saying that it's like this giant creature when maybe it's just an owl and they just have never seen one in person.
And I think the believer argument is the humanoid aspect to the shape. They said there's like a distinct human look to the Owlman. The skeptics will say consistency doesn't necessarily imply reality. Once a story enters local folklore, later witnesses, especially children, may unconsciously shape their experiences to match what they've heard. Psychological studies show that memory is highly suggestive, particularly in groups. The fact that many sightings occurred near the same landmark, the church, points to environmental and cultural influences rather than biological entity. And the believers, they'll just fire back. However, not all witnesses were children, and not all sightings took place at the church. Adult witnesses, including the couple driving through the area, reported a similar winged figure under entirely different circumstances. These weren't people that were actively seeking a paranormal experience. Their account included details such as the silent ascent and the disproportionate wingspan, features that are difficult to match with any known wildlife. You know what the skeptics would say then. Even adult testimony can be unreliable in unexpected, high-stress situations. Headlight, shadows, momentary surprises can drastically alter perception. A large bird lifting off directly in front of the car would appear vertical and unnatural. Without any evidence, this extraordinary explanation, it doesn't make sense. The believers say, but the Owlman case persists because no single explanation fully accounts for every detail. The sightings span years. They involve multiple witnesses, and they remain localized. If this were purely coincidental or folklore, one would expect greater variations in descriptions. Instead, the core features, the glowing eyes, the owl head, the massive wings, they remain remarkably stable. So the debate ends. The debate surrounding the Owlman reflects a familiar divide in the paranormal investigation. Skeptics see a pattern shaped by environment, psychology, expectations. Believers see a consistent phenomenon that resists simple explanation. Decades later, the truth remains unresolved, hovering like the creature itself, somewhere between the known and the unknown. And I have two theories before we get into the folklore score of this one. And I feel like these are the main theories. The first one we're going to say is the logical theory. The second one is the Mike theory.
Oh, God.
The third one is the scarecrow theory. Corey caught me.
Hell yeah.
Scarecrow's the
Hell yeah,
answer.
don't forget that one.
So one of the most frequently cited skeptical explanations of the Owlman sighting is an eagle owl, one of the largest owl species in the world. Eagle owls can stand over 2 foot tall and with a wingspan approximately 6 foot wide. When seen at close range, particularly at night or from below, their size can appear far greater than expected. Their broad wings, upright posture, and forward-facing eyes can give them an almost humanoid silhouette, especially when perched or lifting off the ground. A defining feature of the Owlman reports the creature's glowing eyes is also consistent with owls. When light from headlights or moonlight reflects off of an owl's eyes, it can produce an intense, unnatural-looking shine. Combined with the owl's ability to fly almost completely silently, it can create a deeply unsettling experience for an unprepared witness. Eagle owls are also known to stand their ground rather than immediately flee, sometimes fixing their gaze on perceived threats. Their behavior could explain the reports of witnesses feeling watched or studied. However, the theory is not without complications. See, eagle owls are not native to Cornwall, and while there is evidence that some were kept in captivity in the UK during the 20th century, skeptics may assume either an escaped or illegally released bird was placed near the church in the 70s. Critics of the eagle owl explanation also point out that several witnesses describe wingspans and behavior that exceed known owl capabilities, as well as a distinctly humanoid form rather than a purely bird one. Still, among conventional explanations, the eagle owl remains the most widely accepted skeptical candidate. A real animal whose size, silence, and unfamiliarity could easily give rise to something far more extraordinary in the minds of those who encounter it.
Do you know where these eagle owls are native of?
They are found through most of Europe, but they don't quite go as far west as like England and France. More so like in Russia and all the way through into China, India, that way.
I just wonder how far these things could travel, you know? Because who's saying one couldn't fly over to fucking England?
And just stay there?
Yeah.
I think the problem would be a food source for it. I don't know if there's be enough food to be able to withstand this thing in the area. I don't know.
Yeah.
So on to my theory. My favorite theory. The theory that I think I'm going to roll with this thing because I like it. The thin place theory. Earlier in the episode, we talked about Cornwall's deep pagan roots and the belief that certain landscapes act as thin places, locations where the boundaries between the physical world and something older, stranger, unseen becomes fragile. Some researchers believe the Owlman sightings may be connected to exactly that kind of location. The church stands on land that would likely have been considered significant long before the church itself was built. In pagan traditions, elevated ground, ancient pathways, and places overlooking water were often seen as spiritually active, sites of guardianship rather than habitation. When Christians spread through Cornwall, churches were frequently constructed atop of these early sacred spaces, laying one belief system right over another. In this interpretation, the Owlman is not a biological creature, but a manifestation of a place, a watcher shaped by the land's memory. Owls, long associated with night, death, and the passage between worlds, became the symbolic form through which the presence appears. This may explain the creature's behavior because witnesses describe the Owlman as observing rather than attacking, appearing briefly and then vanishing without leaving physical traces. This really ties into the belief that the land has watchers or guardians. Supporters of this theory note that the Owlman does not roam widely. Sightings remain pretty much localized, clustered between the little village and its church. From a folkloric perspective, this suggests the entity is bound to the land, not traveling through it. Skeptics argue that the thin place concept is symbolic rather than evidentiary. Believers counter that symbolism has always been how humans interpret encounters with forces that resist categorization. Within the framework, the Owlman becomes less a monster and more of a sentinel of a forgotten landscape, a reminder that beneath modern structure and explanation, some places may still remember what they once were. And I get the skeptical debate, and there isn't much evidence to support this, but the problem is we don't have anything to prove this wrong. We've talked about how areas can be manipulated, whether through trauma or maybe Native American sacred grounds. In the Bell Witch episode, we learned that the natives had tie to the ground for years. It's what many believers think is what brought the witch to Tennessee. In Trans-Allegheny that we just talked about last week, we learn about the anger that lingers in the buildings. Who's to say that this land isn't continued to be watched by a creature we call the Owlman? How can we sit here and say that this Owlman creature isn't simply just a protective spirit of the former pagan grounds?
I'm kind of looking at it a couple different ways. I like that theory. That theory makes sense in my head.
I always think the way it just watches and the watcher makes sense that there's such an emphasis on the eyes of the creature.
Because do you think, like, it doesn't seem like this creature is trying to intimidate or scare. So I kind of go to the side that it's just there to remind people of what was there prior.
Yeah, it's his.
Yeah.
You know. And it might not even necessarily be an owl, but that's just what our cognitive brains can understand that this thing is.
Because if it was more of like a protector trying to protect the land, I feel like it would be doing some type of behavior towards people.
Right, and in a way, it wouldn't really have any reason to attack a lot of the witnesses, which were children. Because realistically, the children are just doing what kids do on the land. They're not just out destroying the land.
Yeah.
They're not out building giant buildings, timbering out sections of the woods, doing anything like that. They're just out having fun. So there'd be no reason for a watcher or protector of the woods to have come at them and attack them at all.
I think it's just the symbol of just what was there before.
Yeah. And I just like the thought of this thing being some sort of manifestation of what the land was. I had a "twas" in there. So I thought it was more proper.
It was.
No, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, Corey, that's what I have. You have anything to add before we go into the folklore score?
No, I mean, I could see it both ways. Both of those theories, I could see it being just an owl that people are seeing at night in their minds. They're perceiving it as bigger just based off of the story of this creature, the area, and in their mind they're just blowing it up. But I mean, I like the second theory because it's a little more creative.
Yeah.
I like those theories.
I also forgot my third theory, scarecrow.
Oh, well.
That's it. That's all I have.
Yeah. We don't need to say anymore. It's
if you don't get it, you're never
look
going
up
to.
the scarecrow theory.
Yeah, the scarecrow theory. Folklore score.
Boomski.
All right, we're back with the folklore score.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't done the folklore score in a while, so we'll hit you with a quick rundown of it. We got 5 categories that we go through: spookiness, historical cultural significance, believability, uniqueness, and threat level. I go through my scores. I give all those 5 categories a score 1 to 10. Corey does the same on his. We take our scores, add them together for the folklore score fusion.
Smush them together.
I thought we were fusing them.
I messed up that word that one time. So
we did. We changed it. It lasted like a week.
Yeah.
Currently our board is Bell Witch 1, followed by Krampus, Dolls, the Kraken, Mothman, Black Eyed Kids, Ouija boards, Bloody Mary, the Men in Black, and the Dybbuk box. So the Dybbuk box is on the chopping block at 67. He is fine.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere.
Don't even have to sweat.
No, he doesn't at all. So we'll unveil our scores. Corey, I got an 18.
Out of 13.
Yeah, I feel like that's, dude. Is this our first 30?
You son of a bitch.
It's our first 30, Corey.
No.
31.
Barely believable.
Yeah. Okay.
This cryptid struggles to maintain credibility and presents minimal threat levels, failing to evoke significant fear or urgency in listeners.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll go through our scores quick. For spookiness, I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 2.
I think he's kind of pervy.
Yeah.
That's spooky. A little
But
perv just staring
if
at
you're
you.
into that stuff, it's not
Are
very
you
spooky.
into it?
An owl? Like, owls watching me? Maybe a little bit.
I mean, you heard it here. We're a jerk off to owls. Historical cultural significance, I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 7 because of the history behind the land and everything.
I gave it a 4 just because it's kind of a smaller area. It's just focused on that little area.
Yeah. Believability, I gave it a 2.
I gave it a 3.
Hell yeah. Uniqueness, I gave it a 3.
3.
And threat level, I gave it a 1.
A 1.
Yeah, dude, he'll just look at you.
Yeah, I'll go back and...
If you don't like eye contact, buddy, look out.
Yeah,
He'll lock in with you.
That's all you're getting.
Yeah. Dude, will lock in with you.
You don't want to face him in a staring contest.
Hell no.
Owl no.
Hell no. Owl no?
Yeah.
Big Owl's Toy Barn?
Owl no.
Owl no. So yeah, thanks for joining, guys. Hey, if you're listening on a Spotify, you can comment on all our videos or all our podcast. You can comment. There's a comment thing. You comment and we'll comment back to you. Guaranteed.
Within 24 hours.
Yeah, probably within like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Unless it's the middle of the night. And then still, Corey has weird sleep hours. I never know what he's doing.
Yeah. I'll probably respond right away.
He walks around in his underwear a lot.
I do. Holes.
But yeah, you can comment. We'll answer them back. Anything you want to see here, do whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll get freaking weird.
Whatever you're into.
We'll get on OnlyFans. We
We'll
don't care.
accommodate.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And that's pretty much all I
Give
got.
us them 5-star reviews.
5-star
They help
reviews.
us
I'm
out.
still sending stickers.
They help us out.
Still shipping stickers. It's easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Doesn't cost you a thing.
Nothing but a little bit of time.
Like 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Tops.
Cost me a lot more because I got to walk down to the post office box, and that freaking sucks when it's -4.
And a stamp.
And a stamp, yeah.
Yeah.
I got them, though.
Yeah.
I usually have to send out, like, Christmas stamps in, like, July because that's what I have.
Mm.
When we were sending them out in July, they were just getting Christmas stamps, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
They're free stickers. Get what you get. Yeah. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed us, leave us a message somewhere. We want to hear from you.
Yep.
And I am Crack Daddy Mike, and I am out of here.
I'm the BK Corey.
And BK stands for
The Buckrack.
That's what I'm talking. Dude, embrace it. It's awesome.
The Buckrack.
Could be worse.
Yeah. Well, like it could be the butthole.
No, you could just be Corey.
Yeah, with no cool.
No BK.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah. It came naturally.
It did. You can't have it,
It
your
came
way
too
then.
quick though. Like I.
Yeah. I liked it. I embraced it.
Yeah, you did. I couldn't get away from it. Son of a bitch.
I'm out of here. Have a great day. Have a great week.
I'm out.
Have a great night.
Mike's
I hope you
dumb.
enjoyed listening. Corey stupid. Corey stupid. Corey stupid. Corey stupid.
Dumb, dumb,
Corey
dumb.
stupid. Corey stupid. Corey stupid. Corey stupid. Corey stupid. Corey stupid. Corey